Taking our hard points will give us control of the facility and keep the IMC from activating every Spectre here. Once we have control, I'm detonating these things and crippling the facility. Okay, boss, decoy's ready.
How's it going, YouTubers? Cornwolf here, back with another Titanfall video for you all. Just before I start the rest of this commentary, this is some of the campaign mode. So some of the noises you might hear in the background, or some of the footage in game may spoil some of the campaign for you. So I'm just putting that out there. Could be a spoiler. So anyway, I just wanted to give you some tips that I've learned from playing Titanfall over the last week or so that it's been released. So you're going to start straight off the bat with tip number 1, and that will be Satchel Charges. As soon as ever you unlock Satchel Charges, use them. In that little clip you saw at the start, that is me. You only get 2 Satchel Charges, but that is me using 2 Satchel Charges on a Titan and taking it out, no questions asked. They are extremely powerful. I presume they may get nerfed at some point, but while they're not being nerfed, I would jump on that and use them. If you get the height advantage on a Titan, which is pretty easy in this game, throw a few on it and light it up and it blows up, no questions asked. I don't even think that anything had hit that Titan yet. So use them against Titans effectively. It's a little bit trickier to get them on them, but if you can, light that Titan up. Also, they are very powerful against infantry. They have a massive blast radius, so if you know there's quite a few people coming down a corridor towards you, throw 1 or 2 in and you will pretty much obliterate most people in that corridor. So Satchel Charges are a win. Jump, don't run. You have so this is tip number 2, sorry. You've got a double jump for a reason, and a jetpack on the back, or a booster pack, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people are doing the old school Call of Duty kind of thing, and you need to get yourself into a new frame of mind of jumping up high, running along the random bits of scenery that are about that you can actually run along, and you will get to wherever you need to get to a lot quicker. Presumably you've not gone somewhere and you've got to make a massive leap of faith, but don't worry about that because there's no fall damage, which is excellent. So you can just randomly jump off something. If you see someone down that needs some help or someone you want to kill, make that jump. Who cares? Fire them on the way down. You're not going to die unless you completely fall off the map. So I would definitely advise using that double jump and getting up high, running along the walls and then jumping off against someone, and it's fantastic. You can sneak up on Titans if necessary by doing that, running along the wall and then just jumping off him out of nowhere. Just depends on how good the pilot is and if he sees you. Tip number 3 might be a little bit of a pro tip. I know a few of the other guys off YouTube use it, which is called bumper jumper. So if you go to the option menu within Titan, and you can change your controller layout so you use the LB button for jumping as opposed to A, and it is extremely effective. Myself, like everyone else, pretty much use the standard first person shooter controls. I think the only game that's ever done anything different where you use Y's jump is probably Fallout, but anyway, use that L button. It'll take you a while to get used to it. The good thing is the only thing you will use if you do accidentally press A is your tactical ability, so your shield or something like that, or your invincibility. I'll get my words out. But using that LB means that you can actually control where you're going better, so you can hold it a bit better. I find it really effective, and it didn't take me too long to get into it, so that's a good tip for you. Options menu, controller layout, and bumper jumper. Tip number 4, don't try and go toe to toe with another Titan unless it's almost dead. Try and move around as much as you can, duck behind scenery and keep your shield up. There's a lot of people I'm seeing online that are just trying to go toe to toe with another Titan and not really moving around a lot, all Titans have the boost, so you can move quickly. So make sure that you're using that. It just means that the guy that's trying to stand still and take you on, his shield isn't going to recharge while you're shooting him. So just make sure that you are in the correct Titan, and make sure that you're not just standing there going toe to toe, which brings me on to tip number 5, which is pick the right Titan, something that suits you, something that suits the game style that you want to play. Don't be trying to run after another Titan or move really quickly in an Atlas or the Org, because they're slow. They're not as agile as the Strider. However, the Strider can't take as much damage. So just make sure that you are in the right Titan that suits you. Make sure that if you're the type of guy that's a bit frantic and likes to run around and strafe everywhere and shooting everyone out of nowhere, then probably the Titan for you would be the Strider, because you can jump around and do all those things. If you're someone that likes to take their time and help everyone else out and maybe become a bit more of a tank, using a bit of MMO terminology, then use something like the Atlas. So just make sure that you are picking the right Titan for your class. Tip number 6, your Titan can be used as a weapon. So when you're dropping it in, especially if you've got the ability to drop a Titan in a lot quicker, then you can, which takes it down from about 4 seconds to 2 seconds. If there's a pod that's just dropped that's going to bring in loads of droids, or there's a cluster of enemy, or even another Titan, you can drop your Titan straight on to that enemy. It's effective. Stellistic just did a video and he actually got killed by one, and it's one of those things where you have to laugh. You can't see where a Titan's coming in, so if it hits you, it will kill you. There is an achievement for doing it as well. I think it's you have to kill 5 people or 5 enemies with your Titan, calling it in and killing a few people. So it can be used as a weapon, and it will take out another Titan if you manage to hit it with enough force. In a similar vein, tip number 7 is you can also use your Titan as a little bit of a shield. So you can call in your Titan and the protective shield that comes around it for a little bit, so you can actually get in, is enough so people can't shoot through it, whether it's friendly or not. So it's not just protecting your Titan, it could protect some pilots that are on the ground, or if you're a teammate is struggling against another Titan, call yours in between them. If he's on the mic, tell him that you've done that, and it will hopefully buy him a bit of time to protect him, and then you can come in and finish it off or help him out. So make sure you're talking to each other, but you can actually use your Titan to help out. Tip number 8 is safety in numbers. So this gameplay, you can see that I've got my one of my friends, JMVP or J9 MVP, and Stellistig. So we're all working together. J9 didn't actually have his headset on, but myself and Stellistig were talking to each other, and we were communicating and using both our Titans against one, to the point where earlier on in this clip, you actually saw me dash in and punch a pilot out of his Titan, which obviously kills the pilot and takes out the Titan. So you can use your teammates as a bit of a distraction. Tip number 9 is campaign. Make sure you're using the campaign. It's the only way you'll get the unlock the other Titans, and you have to kind of do it twice. You do it with each side, so just make sure that you are doing the campaign, because then you'll unlock both Titans for you to use. And finally, tip number 10, remember to use those burn cards, because I always forget. So I hope you enjoyed this video and the gameplay, and leave any comments below.